And good, I'm slicing these down the middle, as you can see. And down. Excuse me. Down. Yeah, man. I'm photo video mode. Tell my brother he's out slacking off in Baytown. Yeah, so. Well, everybody have a good night. Yeah, I'll bring it to the bank if I need to. Yeah, chicken coming down back there. Pour that in a minute. And you see that? In there, and then the only thing I really have left to add is some minced garlic. And the minced garlic is in the jar in the fridge. I don't have the minced garlic until I'm done, until the veggies are about done. Just because the garlic can burn, it will burn pretty easily if you're not careful. So this chicken, I'll do what you want, it's looking pretty good to me. I think it's about as, I didn't get really brown per se. But it definitely got in there and mixed with the flavors and stuff like that, and then added some of its own flavor with it just merely being in there. So keep looking at my Tonys. I think it's time to turn the Tonys off, and all we need to add now is once I start adding the broth or the stocks, whatever I'm going to use today, get a little bit of cumin, bay leaves, and then of course gumbo filet. And what I got over here, I got some chicken stock and vegetable broth, and we'll use that as needed. On a traditional size like is in the recipe, I would just use maybe 132-ounce box of cooking stock or broth, whatever you want, with about 2 1/4 cups of rice. But you'll have that recipe. I'll text it to you. So call it that good, and we're going to pull that out. Alright, so veggies coming over here. Just set them over here. I'm going to pull the chicken out. Once again, just draining it good. It's all going to go back in here anyway. Let me get some better cooking bowls. That plastic bowl guy's pretty cheap. A little flimsy. See that? It's like oh yeah, look at all that stuff. Get the veggies down in there. It's gonna be good. So get everything. You got my onion, bell pepper, yeah. Alright, all that good. Set that aside. Oh, that's a lot of stuff right there. We're gonna fill this Dutch oven up today. Alright. Yeah, once again, just got a little bit above medium on this stove right here. That medium's pretty warm anyway, so look at how nice that Mueller dicer does. All diced up, uniform. That's what you want. And then it's going to cook down and get real tender. Because we're going to cook this on low for a few hours before we finish it up, throw the rice in and everything, and of course pick the bones out. So, alright, so we'll go ahead and rinse this off. Once again, if someone says you need help in the kitchen, say yes. Can you help do dishes? Because this is pretty intense, all the bowls and stuff you use. Yeah, I know you will, baby. I know you will. Just clean up the onions. I don't like this small trash can, but it's pretty cool if you do that. I'm not going to use that. Actually, that bowl I got out, I'm not going to use that either. So, alright, so now it's just kind of clean up. We're going to brown these for, let's see, there's a lot of vegetables now. I'm going to guess anywhere from, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we'll see. I'm still learning this stove. Let's see, and I got that's right about. I could probably move that pot back a wee bit. I might do that.
Just make sure it's nice and even. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, I like it better. So I'm gonna pause it for now, and then when we get back, I'll show you with the stuff. And once again, stirring every couple minutes or something like that. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, and one thing I left out, love the dicer, but the biggest pain in the butt is cleaning this little masher out. I found just taking the non-sharp side of a butter knife and kind of floss out. You can see the little stuff I picked out right there. Just kind of floss out a little bit. Bam, 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 maybe that way. Bam, bam. Get down each one of those grooves. Rinse that stuff out. And then you get after it with some dish soap and your favorite brush or whatever you do. Whatever. Chris is going to clean the stuff up for me in a minute anyway. Love the dicer, but it is a little bit of a hassle to clean up. So we're going to come back over here. Look at that. These veggies cooking down. Smelling good. You know, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and throw in some cumin. You don't need a lot of cumin. I need more than that, though. And we're cooking a little bit more today, so I'm call that good. That's probably a little bit more than I should have put in there, but what's done is done, and it probably won't suck. So, all right, so still continuing this stuff to cook, and we'll be back in a few. All right, so as you can see now, see all the juices are getting in here, man. They're kind of liquefying a little bit. Everything's cooking down. It's nice cooking down. It's got a good start for cooking down. So what I do at this point, I went ahead in the fridge, and you can mince up your own garlic or get this stuff that's pre-minced on a normal pot of this. I'd only put maybe a scoop or two, but today I try to increase this by about a third, so yeah, I'll put one more. And garlic's good for you, so I'll add a little bit more. And it's certainly not going to ruin the dish. So I'll put that back in there. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. Let it mix in here real good. I'll let it cook for a little bit. And we're almost at the point to where I want to add the broth and the meat back in here. And that's when we're going to let this stuff cook off for a little while. And as Jeff puts it, put it on a low boil for a couple hours. A couple hours or more, really. Probably more is better, but definitely a couple hours at a minimum. If you look at my clock, it's 2:57. So we'll just do that. We'll call it, give it a good 3 minutes here for that garlic to kind of blend in a little bit with the veggies a little bit, get warmed up. Release all the goodness that is garlic, and you see how it's getting a brown color in there with the onions, celery, and bell pepper and everything, and probably the cumin has got a little bit something to do with that. And I got a good boil going there. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that down to medium right now, because once I throw the broth in there and stuff, I'm going to turn it down anyway. But we do want the broth to come up. Broth, chicken stock, like I said, whatever you want to call it, to come to a low boil. So we'll give that a couple minutes. So we'll give it a good 3 minutes after I added this garlic. And we'll add everything. I say everything minus the rice. Everything minus the rice. All right, it's about that time. It is 3 o'clock. I went ahead and stirred the veggies one more time. I'm going to go ahead and add a 32-ounce thing of chicken stock here. Obviously, it tastes better if you can make your own chicken stock. You can give me a call and I'll tell you how to do that. A lot of people do it different ways. This is the easy route. I'm taking the easy route today. Sometimes I have chicken stock in my freezer and use that. And today, per Jeff's recommendation, again, I'm going to throw some vegetable broth in here. About half of that. Oh, it's about half. I don't think that's the right damn cap. And what else are we going to do here? I already put the cumin, I already put some Tonys. I'd like to have a little bit larger bay leaf to do, but all I got is these 2 small ones. So bay leaves, bam, they're in there. Get them a little wet. Those bad boys like to float, so watch them. And then what I do, I normally throw about a tablespoon of filet. We're doing a little bit more today, so we'll go tablespoon and a half filet, gumbo filet. And give that a good stir. Get that all mixed up real good. There you go. Get everything. Bada bang, bada boom. Let's see. I'm gonna add salt right now. I'll just add a little bit of salt. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Brother Jeff tell you when you add the rice will take up all that salt. So let's go ahead and add a little bit right now. Maybe a little bit later. That was pink Himalayan salt. It's just, I don't know. We bought a bunch when we were in Poland. So I got a ton of it. So at this point, I'll go ahead and add my meats. Turn this up to medium high. This daggone burner gets really hot, so look at that. That's gonna be good. All right. Give us to my handy dandy dishwasher over here, Chris Westendorf. Dishwasher extraordinaire. I clean those out with hot water first. All right, so we got all this in here. Goodness. All this goodness. Chicken thighs, smoked sausage, andouille. I went a little easy on the andouille because I didn't want to make it too spicy. And we're going to let that come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, we will turn everything down and let it little boil for a few hours. Couple few today anyway. Alright, welcome back over here. If you can see the clock here in the video, it hasn't been quite 10 minutes. I've stirred it a couple times. I showed you. I got a good boil going on right now. That's what I want. I want a good boil to start off with, and then we'll just let the boil die down from here. That thing is boiling everywhere. I like it a lot, and that's what I want. So we're just going to turn it down and then stir it every every couple minutes, I don't know, a few minutes. When you think about it, you go outside, play cornhole, whatever, after every game. That's what I was doing the other day. Or whatever, just stir it every once in a while, and over the next few hours, you're stirring it, keeping an eye on it. If it cooks down too much, you think, add a little bit more chicken broth or vegetable broth, as we put some chicken stock and vegetable broth in here. And then later I'll rinse off my rice. I'm using jasmine rice today. And let's see, normally it's I figure about 2 1/4 cups of rice to 32 ounces of broth. And so we'll go another, a little over another cup or so of rice. So it'll probably be what's that make that? 3 3/4 cups of rice, or 3 1/2 cups of rice, something like that. I'll do the math later, but you get what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm up on my recipe by a third today, and some of it's kind of wagging it. So anyway, man, we'll see you in a few hours, couple hours probably. Bye. All right, so it's not quite boiling yet. It started to kind of simmer a little bit. I saw some bubbles coming up, but I decided to go ahead and put the old wooden spatula in here and kind of stir it up, get things off the bottom. Of course, look at that bay leaf. I told you those things like to float, so just keep an eye on them. You definitely want them to stay wet, in my opinion, the whole time. You don't want them floating on top the whole time. So I don't see any bay leaves floating right now. And you'll see, we'll get to a good boil here in a little bit, and you'll see how it all kind of changes color. It'll cook down. That's why I got some extra broth on the side over here. Standing by here in probably a couple hours or something, I'll probably want to add a little bit more broth. And you see I got some bubbles forming there. So we're not too far away from having a good boil to when we'll turn this thing down and find some other things to do around here.